Okay, testing. Is this thing working? Sounds like it's working. Holy cow. Gee whiz. Okay. We're waiting for our guest to show up. So as soon as she joins us, we will have a guest. In the meantime, we are guestless. How you doing? It's good to see you. Well, I don't really see you, obviously, but I could. But well, that's creepy, isn't it? That's not what I intended. Oh boy. Let's get this guy straightened out here. Where is the camera? Right there. So we need to do a little pan. There we go. That's what we wanted. That's what we needed. Welcome, Chris. Hey, John. John, I got your email. Thank you very much. What a generous offer. Want to talk with you about the long term, but we'd love to. In fact, we'll announce that this afternoon. We'd love to give away something from you and your company. Yes, indeed. And Aziz is here. Welcome. And let's see who else. Well, not too many folks, but we're glad you're here. And we're coming up on the hour here in just 15 minutes. So, oh, that clock's a little fast. This clock is right. That clock is right. And that clock is right. Too many clocks. Too many clocks. So those of you that are coming to the Streaming Idiots meetup at NAB, I've got good news. Our number of prizes is going up as the day goes on. I got word from the folks at Bird Dog that they are announcing a new camera. Actually, they're announcing, was it 8 new hardware products and 6 new software products, and at least one of the new hardware products is a camera, and they want to give away one of those new yet unannounced cameras at the Streaming Idiots meetup. So that's a good reason to be there. John Mahoney at the Neural Network is going to provide a license for the Live to Air software product as a giveaway on Monday night, April 25th at 6 p.m. at Scott Whitney's Podwork Studio. Thank you very much for that, John. And we'll get together on exactly how to. I mean, you're going to be there at the party. Just bring it with you. We'll have you up front and help you announce it. And our guest today, Tess Protesto with PTZ Optics, they are bringing a bucket load of PTZ Optics webcams to give away. Plus, hello, Bill. Welcome, Tim. Glad to have you guys. Plus, I think Paul Richards from PTZ Optics is going to be giving away his new book on networking. So that will be fun to have. We may have more prizes than we do people. Plus, for those of you that can't make it out to NAB, we are going to do a Zoom call. So if you want to be there virtually, we'd love to have you. And we will be there with you. We're going to stream it, and we're also going to do the Zoom call. So if you don't want to be in on the Zoom call, you can watch the live stream. And if you do want to be on the Zoom call, then we want you in. We want you there with camera and microphone so that you can participate. The idea is, and we're still kind of finalizing the details, as you can imagine. They won't get finalized until hello DJ Ware. They won't get finalized until like 5 minutes before the party. But the idea, I think, is going to be that there's going to be an area with a camera and a microphone and some speakers where we can walk up and talk to you in the Zoom chat. And when it comes time to do the giveaways and anything that's sort of public in the room, we'll be interactive with you guys too. The Zoom invite will be in the Streaming Idiots group. So you have to be a member of the group in order to get invited. It'll be just a PTZ Optics, excuse me, I see Tess pop in, so my brain went straight to PTZ Optics. She's getting ready here in the green room. Um, but the Zoom chat, the Zoom link will only be available to folks that are members of the Streaming Idiots group. So if you're not a member of the Streaming Idiots group, come on and do that. We're just trying to keep out that riffraff of those other people, you know. We don't know who they are, but this is a by invitation kind of event. So there we go. We've got just a few minutes here, and we are going to bring in, I think what we're going to do is we are just going to queue up our guest as if she were in the pre-show with us, and that will allow her and I, she and I, or her and I, that will allow her, so that'll be allow her and I the opportunity to make sure our audio's right and our video's right and all that good kind of stuff. So Tess, let me turn your mic on and get you in on the show. So there we go. Tess, can you hear me? Okay. Can I hear you?
No, I don't think you can.
Yes, I can.
You can?
Yes, I can. Oh, I'm
you
supposed
can.
to. I'm supposed to go. No.
Hi.
Hi, welcome. Glad you're here. We're in
Oh,
pre-show.
I'm so happy to see your face.
Thank you. Likewise. Likewise.
Do I sound okay?
You sound great. You sound great.
Okay,
We'll get
because
folks.
this is my first time. I just pulled really quick a Shure Motive out of a box
Yeah.
and just plugged in this microphone, and I didn't have to install any drivers or anything, which is, I feel like, weird.
Well, you know, when you got it, you got it. What can you say?
Yeah,
You know,
let me
some
put my
people are
jacket on
just,
so I look official.
Some people are just good. So you guys rocked it this morning. I popped in for just a minute.
Yeah, it was a quick stream, but we're like so busy right now that I'm not. I was like, I can't do some big thing when we have NAB next week.
Yeah. Holy cow. Okay, let me see. Let me get some adjustments to the look. Let's make sure.
Are you live on EasternShoreBroadcasting.com?
Yes.
Okay.
I
I want to
mean,
go see the chat.
you are too. We are live. We are in pre-show. So everybody, everything you say, every terrible thing you say about Paul, the whole world will hear.
Good. Okay, good. I can see the chat now.
Maybe I shouldn't have started there. Let's see. Let's do this a little bit. There we go. Can we?
I'll try and sit back so I'm in a good spot. I can move a little over here.
Yep. And I'm gonna blow you up just a little bit here.
When are you flying out?
Sandy and I leave on Friday.
Excellent. Same here.
We don't have a booth to build.
So they're not making you suit up to help build the booth?
Actually, vMix is kind of going rogue this year, and they're just doing Australians in the booth, from what I can gather. They might have one or two others, but they're trying to cut down on the number of people they have regular contact with, because they don't want to take any risks of picking up an American version of the coronavirus and taking it back to Australia with them, and then having to go into quarantine for 3 weeks or whatever it is when you go back to Australia. I mean, it's like enforced quarantine. Jeez. So
they're
I'm
not
free.
messing around over there.
No. So the idea is that, you know, I'll go out as a vMix representative, but I won't be in the booth. So that means I can come hang out at PTZ Optics and X Keys and all my other friends out there.
You certainly can.
And hang out. And we're
makes
going to
you-
do the gig on Monday. Monday morning.
Yes, I know. I'm so excited for that.
That's going to be great.
So when you say Australians, do you mean Tim and Martin, or are they sending other team members?
Tim and Martin for sure, but
Okay.
I don't know if maybe Kimberly's going to come, or if Heath, the new guy's coming, or if maybe they're bringing some of their team from Canada, or just what. So we'll have to see. We will just have to wait and see. But they've
gonna
given
pull
me
the-
a vendor badge, so that means Saturday, while you guys are all working hard and getting set up, I'm going to just come cruise the hall and see what everybody's
That'll
doing.
be fun that you get an early access pass.
Yep. Sandy's coming, so you'll get to meet Sandy. She was
Oh,
so disappointed
that
she
just
didn't
makes
meet
the
you
whole
in
week.
Amsterdam. But that was, can you believe that was 3 years ago? Oh, well, 2.5. But it's been 3 years
Unbelievable.
since we did that awesome Streaming Idiots meetup in your booth at NEB. You remember that? That was amazing.
I do. That was fun, and that was packed.
It was packed. It was packed. Yep. And so far, we've got 30 folks that have RSVP'd for the Streaming Idiots meetup. And
Excellent, especially
post a
given the
link.
circumstance.
Yeah, well, here's my take on this, Tess, and we'll talk more about it when we get into the show. But I think that this show is going to weed out the lesser interested people. This is going to be just the diehards that come because they want to see their friends, they want to see what's new, they want to talk and reestablish those business relationships. Whereas somebody that's a casual observer is not coming. And my guess is that a lot of the Asian folks that would otherwise be here probably won't be coming, both as vendors and as attendees. So I was talking to Tim the other day. He thinks it's going to be 30% of what it was before. Other people have said 50%. But I think it's going to be highly qualified people. It's going to be
That's a great way to look at it.
the best of the best. So from a sales standpoint, I think, everybody that walks up is going to be a qualified lead. Whereas in the past, casual observers, they just wanted something to put into their bag of goodies. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, that makes
We'll
sense, the way that you thought about it. Because if somebody's willing to take a slight risk, then they probably are pretty serious, interested.
Yeah. Or they're an idiot like me and think, I've already had the COVID. I've got immunity. I had it back in 2020 and was tested recently and still have antibodies out the yin yang.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I think
I just got over it
probably-
myself.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
I'm still actually,
Congratulations.
the cough is lingering, but
Yeah.
but I'm definitely better.
Well, since the last time we have seen you, you guys have had another kidlet.
That's right.
Congratulations.
have a daughter now.
Oh, that's awesome. A boy and a girl. It's a match set. It's like
We're
bookends.
very lucky.
Oh, that's great. And what's her name?
Yeah. Stevie, like Stevie Nicks.
No way. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Isn't
And
that,
so
my
she's-
husband's name is Steve, so
Yes.
we wanted a junior in some capacity.
So Stevie is what? 18
She's going to be
months?
2.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
She's going to
gosh.
be 2 in May. Can you believe that's how fast time has gone?
So she's walking and talking and carrying on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
She's
awesome.
sassy. And did you know that she's also a redhead?
Sassy. There's no surprise at sassy. The redhead surprises me, but the sassy, nah. The apple doesn't fall that far from the tree. No.
My mom's a redhead and my husband's sister's a redhead, so but I was still shocked.
Okay. Cool. Very good. Very good. So Tommy Willis is in the chat and he says hashtag Tess is tough. Have you got the
That
chat
is
there?
he has coined that phrase.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Oh yeah. He said that for years.
Very good. So Clint is in the chat too. Hello, Clint. Clint's from Kentucky. He was at the last meetup, I think, at your booth, at Tess's booth.
Oh, we probably met then.
You probably have. You would remember him. He's a character. Of course, just about everybody in this business is a character, one way or another. I mean, you think about all the
Yeah.
personalities that we know; they're all fairly distinct and unique.
That's true.
You, Paul, Tim, Martin, Maggie, the Bird Dog folks, the Broadfield folks, all those characters are characters. Welcome, Stefan, watching from Stockholm. Glad to have you. Alan Bunt is in the house. Hello, Alan.
Hey, Alan.
Al, I got your order. I'll get it. I'll get it processed a little later, but it will be today. He ordered a vMix upgrade for the church. Oh, and also Al went ahead and registered it in the church's name. For some reason, it had been in my name all these years. So there we go. There we go. And Yuta's here, and John is here.
Oh, hey, Yuta.
Clint
and
has
John.
a picture of you and him somewhere.
Oh, my goodness.
So there you go.
I'm sure I'll recognize you once I see you.
There's no hiding. You're an internet celebrity. What can we say? All right. All right. So you see the return video. Let's do a little business here. You see the return video. Don't move, but I'm going to put you in the center. So if that's where you're comfortable, I'm going to go ahead and
this is where I'll be.
Yeah, that's where she's going to be. So
I'll try not to wiggle too much.
X her over a little bit. And we might pan her up just a tad. There we go.
Oh, you're making me taller than you.
Proper. Well, we can fix that.
I was just talking about your height on the show and how Lindsay will be surprised.
Well, let's go ahead and can we get you? There you go. There we are. Martin K. always gives me a hard time about having too much airspace up here. He said you don't want to have all the airspace. You want it to be, there we go. Can we do something like that? Or are we having troubles with the bottom part? Maybe I just need to sit up higher. There we go. That'll have to do. It's not perfect, but it'll work. That's the way these live streams are. You know, they're rarely perfect.
Every time.
Jan and Marie Lind are in the house. Welcome, guys. You would have gotten to meet them at IBC in 2019. Delightful couple. Delightful couple. Sandy and I had the pleasure of going out to dinner with them, and just
you did.
It was a treat. It was a real treat. Froze our fannies off, but it was a lot of fun. It was some castle somewhere or something. Just one of those things.
I feel bad. I've always called him John, but it's Jan.
I don't really know. I just call him Jan.
Okay.
I just figured it's a European thing.
Well, give us a final answer in the chat.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Ron is here. Welcome, Ron. Ron Wallace is just up the road from me in Daphne, Alabama, with his live streaming channel, Ballin' Down South. It's all about basketball and football and baseball. And he tries to recognize athletes that might not necessarily be noticed by colleges. And so he's trying to help raise their awareness in the college ranks to help them get scholarships. So big plus on that.
Excellent.
He was a big basketball guy. And let's see. Oh, Tommy Willis says it's not pronounced yawn, it's pronounced yawn. Like, oh.
Now.
Tommy. All right, so last question from the chat, and then we got to get this show on the road. Yuta wants to know, what camera are you using?
I came out of the studio and I'm using a Huddle Cam HD Pro, so the USB PTZ webcam that we have.
Gotcha. All right. Cool. Oh, that reminds me, we've got to do one more thing to get ready for this show. Is you sent me all those camera pictures, and I need to put them where I can find them when the time is right. PTZ optics, webcams, and we can just drag and drop into vMix. That's so nice. Okay, so the camera that we've got here, is that the camera you're using? No, that's PTZ optics camera.
No, that's right. I'm using a Huddle Cam webcam, but that's the PTZ webcam 80, and that does also have ePTZ, which is a little known fact with our webcam tool. And that's the camera that we're giving 10 away of at the Streaming Idiots meetup.
10? Holy cow. I need to get one of those suckers. Okay.
I asked Paul for a number, and he said 10. So I said, okay.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get this show on the road. Tess, I am going to take you off the screen and mute you for just a second. and we'll get this pre-show icon off of there, and we'll hit the magic the pink button right here. See that pink button right here? That's the pink button that starts the show on the XKeys XKE or XK80. So here we go. It worked. Hot dog. Hey, I'm Tom Sinclair. I was going to say this is PTZ Optics, but really this is Streaming Idiots. Got PTZ Optics on the brain. I'm not sure why. Well, I do know why. Because Tess Protesto with PTZ Optics is our guest today, and she's hanging out in the green room. She's going to be right with us. But I want to give everybody a big warm welcome, all of you who are watching live and those of you that are watching after the fact. Those of you that are watching us after the fact on YouTube, I really appreciate you taking the time out of whatever it is you could be doing to watch, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. You honor me and all of us in the live streaming business when you do that. Really excited because today is Wednesday, but less than a week from today, NAB in Las Vegas starts. It'll start on Sunday, the 24th, and it will be kind of a reduced version of itself. We were chatting about this, Tess and I, earlier. I think there'll be fewer vendors and fewer attendees, but I think it's going to be the real cream of the crop. All the folks that absolutely positively have to be there, want to be there. And so I think it's going to be probably a very memorable NAB as a result. Before I forget, if you are there at NAB, you want to come to the Streaming Idiots meetup. That's Monday night, the second night of NAB, the 25th. At 6 o'clock at Scott Whitney's Podworks Studio. And if you go to our website, streamingidiots.com, the details will be there. You definitely want to join the Streaming Idiots Facebook group, because if you're not able to be there in person, we're going to have a Zoom room where you're going to be able to interact with the people that are there in person. We'll set up a camera, microphone, and small speakers in one area of the party so the folks in Zoom can interact with whoever comes up to chat, and I hope to do that several times. And then when we do the giveaways and things like that, you'll be in on the giveaways. Now, we're going to live stream it too, and so if you don't want to be in the Zoom room and have to worry about, is my tie on straight, anything like that, you don't have to be there. You can just watch the live stream, and that'll be fine. So there'll actually be two ways for folks that are not attending in person to be able to be there. One is to participate virtually. The other is just to simply be as an observer on YouTube. And all that'll be on our Streaming Idiots website, the same places where you're probably watching right now. So it won't be anything new and different. We'll be giving away tons of prizes. I mean, it's very possible that we'll have more prizes than people. I'm just not sure at this point. But Tess is going to tell us in just a minute what they're going to do, which is just amazing. And let's see, who was it? I've got my notes right here. John Mahoney with NeuralNet was telling us earlier that he wants to give away a license for his live-to-air software, which is like really expensive. Anyway, John's going to be there, and hopefully he can tell us more about it. Really excited about that. Thank you very much, John. Golly gee, what else is there? NAB, Sunday through Wednesday. The party is Tuesday night. You'll want to make sure that you, before I forget, let me just go, and because when Tess comes in, we're going to talk about that kind of stuff. I've got a note here somewhere. Let's see, where is my note? Did I lose my note? Oh, golly, I hate when that happens. Well, well, as they say. I had a note somewhere. Oh, yeah, here it is. There it is. This idea is that you can get a free access, a free badge to NAB using the PTZ Optics code LV9795. Now, there's their booth, which is N738, and we'll mention that again later. But let's go ahead and bring Tess in. Hey, Tess, welcome. Glad you could make it today. Thanks for taking time out to come.
Thank you for having me, Tom. It's so
And
fun to be able to see you again.
oh, you're very kind. Now, has just rolled off the set of a show that they were doing like, less than an hour ago almost. And she's got some kidlets she's got to go pick up in just about 20 minutes. So we got to be really conservative with our time. But Tess, you are about to head out to NAB this week and go setting up your booth. Tell us about that. You guys have a new booth.
Okay, so we scaled back a little bit this year. Like a lot of organizations, we're just a little uncertain on the return with trade shows. So we figured, okay, we'll scale back, but we'll still go. So we are going to be in the North Hall near vMix. So that's kind of cool that we'll get to be close to each other in that way. But we are so excited to kind of get back to it, shake hands with our friends, meet our any new customers or new potential friends. And we're just really looking forward to it.
I bet you probably will have more old friends than new friends. That's my guess. I just think it's going to be just the people that just want to be there, that'll be there.
Yeah, that's going to be special to be able to see them again after all this time. People like you, Tom. So that'll be nice.
You're such a suck up. Yeah, so you guys are in the Northern Hall, and I think the Northern Hall and the Central Hall are the only two halls that are going to be used this year. Oh, no, and the Western Hall, which I think is new. And then the South Hall is still under remodeling. And are you guys introducing, don't tell me what they are, but are you introducing any new products? Of course you wouldn't tell me what
there might be like an invite only scenario with a few select products. But otherwise, we're just focusing on the products that we've released this past year that a lot of our customers have not had a chance to get their hands on and demonstrate. So we are definitely excited to share those with the world.
Well, if somebody hadn't gotten their hands on a Super Joy, they need to. That sucker is slick. Matt has just outdone himself in designing that thing. I mean, wow. I love it, and everybody that I've sent one to loves it. In fact, I only have one
it's
left
definitely a
on the
powerhouse.
shelf. And I understand that you designed the packaging on the Super Joy.
I did. I think that I mean, we have grown a lot in the past couple of years, but I used to do the box designs, not the old PTZ Optics boxes, okay, because they're not my favorite.
Right.
But the new white boxes and some of the black and white ones, yes, that was it.
Yes.
But now it's being handed off. We have an actual graphic designer, and I don't have to do that stuff anymore, which, I'm thankful to have her.
How long have you been with PTZ Optics? We were talking about this with somebody the other day. It's been 5 years?
Coming up on, I'm coming up on my 6th year in the fall. So it's been a while.
Wow. And you were fresh out of college and
I was
thrilled to have a job of any kind, as most anybody out of college is these days. And you just end up you had a home run and have done very,
I
very
did.
well
I'm
with
really
this company.
fortunate. I'm really fortunate to have been able to pick a winner my first time around,
Or help produce a winner. 5 years ago, PTZ Optics was not a household name in the live streaming industry. Now it is.
Well, we've had a lot happen in these past 5 years, haven't we?
Yes, we have. Now, you guys have got there's PTZ Optics and then there's Huddle Cam, but let's talk about PTZ Optics for a second. PTZ Optics brought out the first edition of their camera, 7 years ago? And that same camera is being sold today. There's some tweaks here and there, but what it tells me is that it was really well designed to begin with, and has stood the test of time. And as more and more people are using it, there've been some tweaks. I mean, you've had some firmware upgrades to it, but you haven't substantially changed that camera in time. You added NDI as an option, and then at one point there was the 12X and the 20X, and then the 30X came out, but it was just growing the family. Do you have any thoughts on that? I mean, don't share anything obviously that you shouldn't share, but that line of cameras, I can see them going well into the future.
Yes, we have had a lot of success with our pan tilt zoom cameras, and we're very fortunate that the model that we have built has been able to be improved with firmware upgrades and the like to keep that strong in the industry. But we, of course, are going to have some exciting advancements. Hopefully, NAB New York might end up being a bigger deal for us than NAB Vegas, but we'll see.
Right, right. And I know there's production challenges as well. I got a notice from one of my overseas vendors today that's like, nothing is moving. Factories are shut down and waiting on gear in order to produce more gear in order for us to send it to you. It's like, oh, okay, I got that. Yeah. Yep. That's got to be
We're
an immense
fortunate that
challenge.
we don't have too many current stocking issues. It's like it's the new pieces,
Right,
that's where the struggle is.
right. Where the pipeline's not already big and fat with components, if something
Sure.
latest, greatest. Well, that's the trouble with creating new products. You got to start a whole new pipeline. Holy cow. Now, what is your, I mean, just off the record, just you and me, what is your favorite PTZ Optics gear?
My favorite PTZ Optics gear. That's a tough one. Well, our most popular product is the 30X NDI PTZ. And with my own experience growing my very minimal knowledge of networking and the like, I would say that's probably my top pick if I had to select a camera for someone. Now, of
Uh-huh.
course, the optical zoom doesn't matter so much if you don't need 30X optical zoom. You'll get the same quality with the 12X, but that's definitely the biggest and best.
I agree with that. I think that's a great camera. We've sold a ton of them. But what's your favorite? If you had to pick one for you to use all the time, what would you pick?
To be honest, well,
No, just lie to
there's
me.
something, you know, there's something that I'm obsessed with that's not out yet. But when that comes out, that will be my favorite
Oh,
thing.
uh-huh.
But my personal old trusty is actually this webcam that I'm using right now because I can pan, tilt, and zoom with it, but I can also
Yep,
cart it around from home.
yep,
So that's what makes the most sense for me for these little streams, for my
uh-huh.
daily meetings, and that's
Right.
actually a Huddle Cam product.
But that's the same engineer behind it, isn't it?
It is Matt
Uh-huh.
Davis. Excuse me. He's actually our director of technology and information systems now, which he got a big, nice, fancy title, which is exciting. But he's done
All
great
right.
on both brands. So
That's cool. That keeps consistency in the house. That's awesome. Yeah, I like the webcams too. Just in general, they're very handy. I keep a couple of them around because you always need a webcam when you're doing stuff. Yeah. Yep. So, how many of your team are going to be coming out to Las Vegas?
believe it or not, even though we scaled back the booth a little bit, it is our largest group going out. Because we've scheduled a lot of meetings there,
Okay.
and our marketing team has grown as well. So we have about 14 of us
Oh my
going.
goodness. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
and my husband will be there. Did you meet him at an AB show before?
Yes. Yes. I think
Okay,
it
because he
was
did the booth for us.
18 maybe. Oh, he did the booth. Oh, that's great. That's right.
He
He's in
did
the
the
sign
booth.
business.
He is. So yeah, so that'll be fun to get to travel with him, of course. And our spouses will get to meet Tom, so that'll be exciting.
Yeah. And grandma's going to take care of the little ones for a week.
Yes, both sets of grandparents. They'll be trading them off. So
Ah,
we're lucky that we live close to those family members.
that's great. That's great. When one of them gets tired, they can just hand them off to the next one. I get it. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. I've got a 12-year-old and an 8-year-old, and those rascals will wear you out in a hurry. But
They're
they are,
getting old, aren't they?
oh yeah, yeah, and smart and good looking, and strong, and they're just good kids. It's nice to see good kids, not spoiled. Well, maybe a little bit when we get a hold of them, but
Uh,
yeah.
Don't lie now.
I mean, that's the whole reason why I got my knee replaced, is so that I could keep up with them as much as I could in the future.
How are you doing with that?
Oh, good. Probably 80-90%. They say it takes about a year to finish the whole process, and I'm 3 months in. So, but I'll be fine.
You gonna be able to walk the trade show floor?
Yeah. I don't anticipate any problems. I'm not even taking pain meds now. No big hairy drugs like I was on 2 months ago. Yep, it's good. It's a good deal. In fact, if I'd have known it was going to be this simple and this painless, relatively speaking, I would have done it sooner, for sure. Yep, I wouldn't have put it off. So,
Spoken like a man.
It was a good time. Yep, but it's not anything like birthing babies. I'm sure. It's because I want.
No, a little different, huh?
Yeah.
They're both challenging.
Yeah. So tell me about the schedule you guys have got. You were talking with Julia earlier on your show about
Lindsay.
Oh, was it Lindsay? I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. You'll meet her. Yeah.
Okay, good. About having different folks come in to talk with you guys, and I know you've got vMix coming in on Monday morning. Tim is coming, and you've invited me to come as well. And then you've got other folks coming. Tell me who else is coming. Do you recall off the top of your head?
So we're actually going to be roaming. So we're going to be visiting like some folks, like the folks from X Keys are going to visit us. But we're going to be visiting the vMix booth. I didn't want to pull Tim away. So we'll be visiting you guys on Monday, but we're doing a stream on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I keep thinking it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. For some reason, the weekend day is throwing me off. But it's Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And you mentioned vMix. They said X Keys we're going to have on there. Black Magic Design. Magewell. I got a whole list of them. And then Grass Valley. I'm really excited for that one because we'll talk to Dr. Andrew Cross.
Yes. Cool as that. Okay, and let me pop this up here. I finally located a graphic that showed where your booth was. So let's see if we can get it in here. There we go. And so you guys are across the hall from Black Magic.
Yes. Unfortunately, we switched booth sizes, which limited us in our selection. So we are kind of in the back there. But if you're looking for us, you'll find us.
Well, and you guys are a destination. You know, you're not a drive-by. You're not a walk-by kind of place. You're a destination. People are coming to your booth because they want to see what's going on with PTZ Optics. They want to see what you and Paul and Andrew and Matt and the rest of the crew are up to. I think you're going to have great foot traffic.
Yeah, and we've splashed it up on social media, the booth number and whatnot, so much that hopefully people will get the idea about where we are at.
Yep, and I'm trying to find vMix. I think vMix is...
I think they're like the exact opposite on the left of that map.
Yeah. So I think they're...
They might have done a move.
To the main stage. Oh, dear. Well, hopefully I can find them. I think they're within a stone's throw of X Keys. And depending on how the booths are set up, that might be line of sight. You never know.
It seems like everybody who was in South Hall moved to North Hall this year. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like that? Or a lot of?
Yeah. Well, and yeah, I do. It's going to be interesting. Now, are there other social events that you know of besides our big party on Monday night?
We have a couple other commitments. I know that folks like William, our channel director, and Paul, our director of marketing, have some commitments with the distributors and all those big guys. But I'll be attending an NDI event that I'm looking forward to. And then just dinners and things like that you look forward to after hours, after the show floor. Yeah,
boy, that's going to be the thing, is to get a lot of FaceTime in when you can. And not being in the vMix booth this year, I've had lots of lunch and breakfast invitations, so that's been a lot of fun to be able to accept those and not have to worry so much about time and place.
Yeah,
Very
I'm
cool.
glad that you have that freedom this year. That'll be nice.
Yeah, yeah. You know, and it may be after a couple of days that you kind of hit your stride. I mean, you know, being in a booth, you hit your stride, but not being in a booth takes away a lot of structure. And it's like, okay, well, I don't
True.
really have to be any place, anytime. So I'm going to have to discipline myself to not sleep
You can
late.
enjoy it a little bit, though.
Yeah,
Maybe enjoy the hotel pool or something like that.
yeah, something like that. I think we're just a short 5-minute walk from the convention center. So that's going to be
Perfect.
yeah. Well, look, I know you've got little ones to go grab, so we're going to let you out of here, and
Okay.
look forward to seeing you this weekend and next week. And if there's anything I can do to help you guys, let me know. I'd be happy to, because I have all this time on my hands. So I think, anyway. Good. Oh,
Well, thanks for having me on, Tom.
and you're going to come Monday night and bring the cameras. You
Yes,
said
it
you
is
had-
Monday night, right? Because
is
you said
Monday night.
Tuesday at the beginning. You threw
Yeah,
me.
that's because traditionally it's always been Tuesday, but it is the
Okay,
second.
so it is
second night.
Monday.
It's Monday night, the
Okay.
25th. Scott Whitney's
Perfect.
studio, and the first time we published the address in the Streaming Idiots group, it was wrong. We went back and corrected it, but it's only like 2 doors down from the address that we mispublished. But it'll be Sunday night, and this is a new studio. And
I was
they've
going
got
to
like-
say that, a new studio.
They've got like 6 or 7, maybe even more than that, different sets in this studio.
Wow.
Green screen
That's
sets,
kicking our
interview
butt.
sets, podcast sets, band and stage type sets. I mean, just to come to see the studio is going to be worth the trip. But yeah,
I'm excited to see his new place.
And you're going to be bringing a bucket load of cameras, right?
They should actually already be there. I shipped them directly to his studio, so they're ready.
So we have to know how many, because we want to know how many he took out of the box for his own use.
I asked Paul, and he said we can do 10 webcams. So
10.
it's not a
Holy
PTZ
cow.
camera, but we figured if we up the number of webcams, that would help.
Oh yeah, I'd rather.
It's almost just like a
higher
souvenir
odds.
for everyone at this point.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Awesome. Good. Well, look, thank you. Get out of here, and we will see you this weekend.
Thank you so much, Tom. I can't wait to see you and everybody in the chat that's going to be at the show. Safe travels, everyone.
Very good. Folks, Tess Protesto, PTZ Optics, the superstar you knew 6 years ago. There we go. All right. Very good. Tess, thank you so much for joining us. You'll definitely want to make it by the PTZ Optics booth. And if you haven't met Tess in person, by all means do that. There it is in the back right-hand corner of that hall. The kind of the tan grid that you see are the main walkways. And at the bottom of the picture are the entrances. There are 4 different entrances. And so if you come in any of the 4 of them, you want to orient yourself to PTZ Optics being on the back wall in the right-hand corner. So yeah, that's what you want. And you can come hang out with them, hang out with the folks at X Keys, vMix, Bird Dog, Magewell. I think US Broadcast is going to be there, which means they're going to be representing products like Kiloview and Uon capture cards, and some others. Anyway, going to be lots of cool things from people you already know. But the trick, I think, to NAB, and I'll be delighted to try this trick this year, is to try to find the new stuff. You know, the diamond in the rough, the folding table in the back wall of the furthest away hall that's got some little gidgy gadget that might just revolutionize the live streaming business. So it's going to be fun to try to find that. My goal is going to be able to give you guys a report every day, from maybe not live, but at least uploaded to our YouTube page and to the Streaming Idiots Facebook group. So again, if you're not a member of the Streaming Idiots Facebook group, please ask to join, and we'd love to have you. And that way you can stay up to date with what's going on day to day at NAB, as well as, if you want to, get in on the Zoom interactive meetup at NAB on Monday night. So that's going to close out the show. We'll be back in the pre-show in just a second. Okay, have to hit the right buttons if you're going to have things work the way you want them to. So let's see, let's get our, see if we can get our, where is, oh, there it is. There we go, we got it now. All right. So, Al, we wish you could come too. Al and I have never met in person, but we've been friends for, Al, like 10 years. 10 years. Al was one of the very first guests on our show way back when. And Maggie from X Keys, it has been... Maggie, I think it's been 2019, so that's 3 years. Isn't that amazing? And Al loves his Super Joy. Ed's going to come because he doesn't have to wear a mask. Woo! And I just found out that we can fly out there without a mask, too. Isn't that the bomb? Holy cow. Live and in person, that's right. And Jan is going to fill us in on how it should be sent. Did we get it right? There we go. More like Jan. But he's gotten used to responding to John, too. Oh, my goodness. You guys are too fun. And Chris is going to make sure that he gets up with Maggie. What else have we got here? Shout out to Bill from Mississippi. And to DJ Ware. And to Stefan. Chris remembers the last meetup. There you go. And let's see. I don't know that I ever answered your question. Tess was using the webcam. I'm using the Bird Dog P200 for this one right here. Okay, Chris, we won't forget. I promise. All right, let's see. What else have we got here? Okay, Aziz says, when they talk about gigabyte network while using PTZ cameras with NDI, do they talk about internet speed with 1 gig or is it a gigabyte switch? That's a great question because a lot of people are confused about that, or at least the ones I talk to. They really are talking about the local area network, not anything outside that, just the local area network. So, you know, whatever's attached to your local area network. So that's going to be your PC, that's going to be your cameras. Let's say it's, 2 or 3 cameras and a Super Joy. And then also your local area network, your internet will attach to that too, so that you can get out to the internet over that link. But within the network, right there, your local area network. It's just that gigabit speed. And consider that there's a certain amount of overhead that goes on the network already, so you don't get that full gigabit to use. Let's say you're using full NDI cameras, and they're going to do 100, 120 megabits per second. It doesn't take very many of those to begin to saturate your network. I think they say, realistically, the limit is going to be 6, maybe 7 of full NDI cameras. But if you use an NDI HX, which a lot of the PTZ cameras are using, those are going to be 16, maybe 20 megs each. So you can obviously do a lot more with those. But you still want to leave, I would say, conservatively, maybe 20% of your network needs to not be specifically taken up, so that you've got room for overhead and everything else. And remember too, things like if you're doing a live stream, and today I think we're doing a live stream using 8 megabits per second. Well, you've got to figure that into your switch use too, because I'm going to the switch and then from the switch to the internet. Now my internet upload is only 20. I didn't test it today, but I should have. 20 megabits per second. So I'm staying under the 50% rule with my 8. And my 8 probably is not that much to the network. But you can use Task Manager. Right click on the Start button in Windows 10. Use Task Manager. Let me pull it up so I know what I'm talking about. It can speak intelligently. And go to the Performance tab, and then from there to the Ethernet tab, and you can see what you're sending and what you're receiving. Now that's just your PC. Now the folks at BirdDog have an app that's supposed to help you monitor your network use. I haven't used it yet. I look forward to downloading it when I've got a few minutes to do something like that. But Aziz, thank you for your question. Good question. Good question. All right, let's see. Let's go back to the list here. Jan is saying bits per second, BPS, not to be confused with bytes per second. And so when people talk about, they've got a meg or, 10 meg upload, they mean a megabit, not megabyte. Remember that a byte is traditionally 8 bits. So, you could call it 10, just, if there were a check bit or something like that on there. So megabytes would be essentially 1/10 of megabits. Just rough numbers. We don't have gigabit internet here everywhere yet. It's available where I live, but it's not available here in my studio. Go figure on that. Good point, Chris. If you're doing things outside of your network, then the internet speed does come in. All right. I share your habit, Ed, the hard way. Yeah. Thank you, Jan. There you go. Well, Al, Wisconsin is like the edge of the earth, so no wonder. Going back to Task Manager for just a second. My Task Manager performance here at my PC says that I am sending about 10 megs and I'm receiving 126 megs. And then 126 is going to be that NDI camera. Excuse me. And an NDI camera back here. I don't think I've got any others. I'm just updating the firmware on some cameras. So yeah, there we go. Almost paradise. That's right. Almost paradise. All right, guys. Well, I got to go back to getting ready for NAB, but I appreciate everyone popping in today. It was great to have you. And if I don't see you at NAB, hopefully I can see you on the Zoom call. We will be doing a live stream for Streaming Idiots next week. Oh, and in 2 weeks we're going to have Eamon Drew with Bird Dog on. This will be the week after NAB when he can come in and talk in some depth about the new releases that they're going to have next week. So I will see you guys. And as Al says, see ya. Thanks for watching. Do we have a way to get out of here? Yeah, here we go. Here's our way to get out of here.